folks, welcome to Legacy IAS. Hello folks, welcome to Legacy IAS. In today's video, we'll be talking on part 2 of what are the two events that led to one major event. Okay, let's pick up from where we left off. We said there was two separate events, one being the Karnataka and one being the Sepoy Mutiny. One happened somewhere in 1750, some other happened somewhere in your 1850s. Okay, how those two events, up until now we discussed two events, how is that having any semblance of what was one major event and what is that major event? Okay, now let's see how the history has progressed. Okay, it's no secret that British had political motives from the very beginning, but the environment was not yet right. So the main focus was on trade. Now, what I mean by environment was not yet right? Somewhere in the 1700s, okay, the Mughals stiff with Aurangzeb, okay, landed them in a very bad situation. Okay, the direct confrontation with the Mughal authority made them realize, at the period of Aurangzeb, made them realize they are not yet strong enough to take on the Mughal army or Mughal authority. Okay, so they try to stay away from the northern parts in terms of political nosiness. Okay, in terms of that, they try to stay away from the northern parts, and now then their usual sticking up is to the down south. That is how when they enter the Carnatic region. Okay, to an extent, they confine themselves to the southern regions in terms of nosiness, spookiness, all those things. Okay. During the beginning phase of 1700s, the tiff with Aurangzeb made the British to wrap its tail on local political matters to an extent. Okay, this policy they followed in the north. Cool, okay, alright. South, though they had multiple stronger zones such as Nizams, Marathas, Mysore, etc. Yeah, South was not like there was no stronger powers. There were multiple stronger powers in the name of Nizams, Marathas, Mysore, etc. But one thing it lacked was a strong central authority. These were regional authorities, but a strong central authority lacked. Now, see, when we said multiple regional stronger blocks are there, which means there will be multiple regional fights also happening. Yeah, which means to fight with each other, they will have to just fight with each other, but they won't do that. They will utilize the concept of European power, what we saw in your Carnatic wars. The same will apply here also. Yeah. They lacked a strong central authority, stronger the blocks, stronger were the conflicts. Marathas, Nizams, Mysore, all of them fought. Continuously they fought. Alongside their fight, they also involved the Europeans who were trying to use them as pawns to make sure their political ambitions are met. But we thought we were fulfilling our political ambitions, but in turn they were fulfilling theirs. Okay. This the British utilized very well. They entered the local politics and thus their entry into the beginning of power struggle. Alright, now look at the thing here. Coupled with this is 1757 Battle of Plassy. 1750s, 49 to 50s we discussed. Coupled with this is the 1757 Battle of Blasi. Alright. Now in the 1749 to 50s we discussed something around Carnatic wars, and now then we discussed around 1857, and then with 1857 we discussed something to do with Sepoy Mutiny, and now there comes the topic of Battle of Plassy, 1757. What are the events exactly that is happening around? See, in a simple thing, it is as simple as this. 1757 Battle of Plassy, right? They get zamindari rights. Up until now, from 1600s, alright, from 1600s to 1700s, they thought the money they could make was through trade, right? To make sure this trade went on smoothly, they went on with wars, all those things, built forts, fortified everything, etc. 1700s to your 1800s was filled with, okay, your wars, aggressions, okay, expansionist policies, etc. But somewhere in between, okay, came in 1757, which proved extremely different for the next couple hundred years to come. That is your Battle of Plassy. What is that? See, your Battle of Plassy is where dustaks or trade passes, as they were called, were issued. These English officials started misusing these dustaks, which affected the Nawab's finances. Okay. At this point of time, Robert Clive, DEIC, from DEIC side, Sirajud-Dowla, being the Nawab of Bengal, they come and fight. Robert Clive makes a pact with Mir Jafar, a right-handed man of Sirajud-Dowla. Okay. Thus, by use of treachery, they win the war. Who win the war? DEIC wins the war. Nawab is lost. Okay. They make Mir Jafar a puppet, ideal puppet king. Okay. To suit the needs of EIC. Okay. Bengal was a region known for its huge rich resources. Alright. Now that resources were at EIC's disposal. When it was at EIC's disposal, okay, for the first time they gained something in the form of zamindari rights of 24 paraganas. Okay. 1600 to 1700 economy through trade. 1700 to 1800, okay, economy through expansionist policies, etc. 1757, something major in history happens. Okay, that is when they tasted the first time zamindari rights of 24 paraganas, that they could make money without them associating themselves with trade. They could make money not just with trade but also by involving themselves in the local politics and then expansionist policies, etc. All your dual government example from 95 is a dual government. From this point onwards, they start looking at India from a different perspective. They don't just see it for trade purpose. It was not that they saw India as only for trade purpose from the beginning. From the beginning, there were political motives, but that here became very evident in 1757. Now, this event, coupled with your Carnatic wars, where they first time entered for the wars with the local princes, okay, in 1857, that became so evident that the direct rule of theirs had to be formed. Okay. 1757, Battle of Plassy. 1857, your Sepoy Mutiny, and then that led to one big event culminating to 1947. That is, their ambitions, which started way long back as in 1600s, culminated to 1757 with the Battle of Plassy in the form of zamindari rights. What they first gained as zamindari rights of 24 parganas in Battle of Plassy ended up in direct British rule of entire India, or their version of British India. That took us probably another 100 years to remove this tag of British and make it free India. Simple events, small events coupled with multiple other things subjugated a land of seven seas, or a land of milk and honey, as Alexander called it, okay, under the British rule. Simple events, fine nuances. This is what we observe. Okay. Now, when they tasted the success of power for the first time, Carnatic War, the success of economic power, okay, that they realized in your Battle of Plassy in 1757, the entirety of India came under their control, direct control in 1857. In 1857, when they won, okay, when they were able to crush and defeat and suppress the 1857 mutiny or revolt, they gifted themselves. Okay, they gifted themselves in that happiness. Now, what was that gift? That gift was what was called as Hindustan or India, which they took it for next 100 years. 1857 to 1947. They gifted the land of India for themselves, they gifted the resources of India for themselves, they gifted the riches of India for themselves. Okay, it took us all this while, somewhere around 1600 to 1947. All this time it took us to realize one thing: free India or independent India. us, India, as today. Okay, these are the nuances that history shows us and history makes us observe. Whatever we gained independence, 75th independence, is not just easy. It's not just a few years of work. It is an extreme level of patience, extreme level of fight, extreme level of building the blocks. Okay. As we have come to the end of the topic, if you like these videos, please do subscribe to our channel and pass it around to your friends. Thank you.